Ever heard a ghostly barmaid pouring pints in Wolverhampton? Let's listen to the brewery whispers of a historic pub rescue of Tall Tales UK. A quick note: these tall tales are purely fictional fun, with a bit of British cheek. Let's start at the Elephant and Castle, a grand Edwardian pub built in 1905 on the corner of Stafford Street and Cannock Road. Its red brick facade a beacon for Wolverhampton's workers and wanderers, from Irish labourers to Jamaican domino players in the 1960s. The pub, with its etched glass windows and oak-panelled bar, was a community hub, its air thick with the scent of ale and the clatter of glasses. But by 1940, the Blitz threatened to raze it to the ground, its timbers trembling as Luftwaffe bombs fell nearby. Enter the Wolverhampton and Dudley breweries, known as Wolves, a brewing giant founded in 1890, when George Thompson merged three local breweries, including Banks's Park Brewery on Chapel Ash Street, a site blessed with an artesian well that made its ales the talk of the Midlands. Wolves, already a powerhouse with 193 pubs by 1890, stepped in to save the Elephant and Castle, reinforcing its walls with steel beams and sandbags, a wartime rescue that kept the pub pouring pints through the darkest days, its patrons toasting to survival as the all-clear sounded. But one barmaid never left her post, her ghostly presence a whisper of the pub's wartime grit. Meet Pouring Polly, a spectral barmaid who vanished in 1941 during a raid. She was pulling a pint of Banks's bitter when a bomb blast shook the pub, and she disappeared into the smoke. Polly was a fiery lass, her auburn hair tied back with a ribbon, her apron always dusted with flour from the pub's kitchen, where she'd bake scones for the regulars, her laughter a bomb for weary souls as she called out next rounds on me, lads, during quiet nights. That night, as the bombs fell closer, Polly shouted, "Hold your glasses, we ain't done yet," to a crowd of art wardens, but a blast shattered the windows, and she was gone, her pint glass rolling across the bar, her laughter fading into the night. Now, her ghost haunts the Elephant and Castle, rebuilt at the Black Country Living Museum in 2022, pouring spectral pints that shimmer with a golden glow, her voice a soft whisper. Fancy a Banks's, love. If you leave a shilling on the bar, now a polished oak relic in a museum's 1960s town, Polly might pour you a ghostly pint, its froth fizzing with a wartime tang. But don't drink it, or you'll taste the Blitz's ash for a week. On quiet evenings, her whispers mix with the clink of glasses, a ghostly echo that sends shivers down the spine of every museum visitor sipping a modern ale, their hands trembling as they raise a toast, half expecting to see Polly's ribbon in the corner. Some say she once poured a pint for a curator in 2023, its foam spelling out "Keep the pub alive," before vanishing, a tale told over museum tea breaks ever since. Others claim her laughter woke a volunteer in 2024, the bar lights flickering as she called out last orders. In the dead of night, a story that's made every night shift at the museum a bit jumpy. So, if you're at the Elephant and Castle and hear a pint being pulled, leave a coin for Pouring Polly, she's still serving, a ghostly guardian of Wolverhampton's wartime spirit. But the pub's rescue stirred more whispers. Let's head to Wolves Park Brewery, where a brewer's ghost keeps the ale flowing. Park Brewery on Chapel Ash Street, founded by Mr. Banks in 1875, became the heart of Wolverhampton and Dudley breweries when George Thompson merged it with his Dudley Brewery and Fox Brewery in 1890, taking the company public that same year. The brewery, with its artesian well and towering copper vats, churned out Banks's original, a bitter that warmed the hearts of Black Country folk, its estate growing to over 2,300 pubs by the late 1990s, including the Elephant and Castle, which Wolves acquired in 1920. During World War II, Park Brewery kept the city's spirits high, brewing ale for soldiers and civilians alike, its workers toiling through blackouts to ensure the taps never ran dry, their hands stained with malt as they sang "Roll Out the Barrel" to keep morale up. But one brewer's dedication outlasted the war, his ghostly presence a whisper of the brewery's wartime grit. Meet Brewing Barney, a spectral brewer who vanished in 1942 while stirring a vat during a raid. He slipped on a wet floor and fell into the mash, disappearing in a puff of steam. Barney was a stout chap, his beard as frothy as the ale he brewed, his apron always tied with a double knot as he whistled sweet Rosio Groddy over the vats, his recipes the stuff of legend among Wool's workers, who'd toast to Barney's bitter at the end of every shift. That night, as sirens wailed over Wolverhampton, Barney shouted, "This batch'll see us through, lads," to his crew, but a bomb shook the brewery, and he slipped, the vat bubbling as he vanished, his whistle fading into the steam. Now, his ghost haunts Park Brewery, now part of Marston's since 2007, stirring spectral vats that shimmer with a golden haze. His voice a deep rumble, "Needs more hops, mate." If you leave a hop cone on the brewery floor, now a modern facility with gleaming steel tanks, Barney might brew you a ghostly ale. Its aroma a mix of malt and wartime grit, but don't sip it, or you'll be tipsy for a fortnight. On foggy mornings, his rumbles mix with the hum of machinery, a ghostly echo that sends shivers down the spine of every brewer, checking the vats, their hands trembling as they adjust the dials, half expecting to see Barney's beard in the steam. Some say he once brewed a batch so strong in 1955 that it overflowed the vats, flooding the brewery yard with froth, a tale told over pints at the Hogshead ever since. Others claim his whistle woke a night shift worker in 2015, the vats bubbling as if Barney was stirring them himself, a story that's made every brewer at Park Brewery a bit wary of the fog. So, if you're at Park Brewery and smell a fresh brew, leave a hop for brewing Barney. He's still brewing, a ghostly craftsman of Wolverhampton's ale legacy. From ghostly brewers to whispering barrels, let's head back to the Elephant and Castle, where the cellar holds a wartime secret. The Elephant and Castle cellar, a cavernous space beneath the pub, stored barrels of Banks's bitter during World War II. Its stone walls a cool refuge for the ale that kept Wolverhampton's spirits high, the air thick with the scent of oak and malt, as barrels were rolled in by delivery lads, shouting "Mind your toes, goof," to the publican. Wolves' wartime rescue ensured the cellar stayed stocked, even as rationing tightened, the brewery delivering ale under cover of darkness to dodge Luftwaffe raids, their lorries rumbling through blacked-out streets as the drivers whispered for the Elephant, "Lads," to keep morale up. But one barrel never left the cellar, its ghostly presence a whisper of the pub's wartime grit. Meet the barrel of Old Blighty, a spectral cask that vanished in 1943. After a raid it rolled into a crack in the wall and disappeared as the pub shook. Blighty was a sturdy oak barrel, its staves stamped with the Banks's logo, filled with a special bitter brewed for Vede, its label reading Victory Ale in bold red letters, a promise of celebration that never came to pass. That night, as bombs fell over Wolverhampton, the publican shouted, "Secure the cellar, lads," to his staff, but a blast cracked the wall, and Blighty rolled into the shadows, its oak creaking as it vanished, the publican muttering, "Where's me best barrel?" as he searched in vain. Now, its ghost whispers in the Elephant and Castle cellar at the museum, its oak staves shimmering with a golden glow, its voice a deep rumble, "Victory's near, ain't it?" If you leave a bottle cap in the cellar, now a museum exhibit with replica barrels, Blighty might whisper a wartime toast, its words a mix of hope and grit, but don't toast back, or you'll smell cordite for a month. On quiet nights, its rumbles mix with the creak of the floorboards, a ghostly echo that sends shivers down the spine of every museum curator, checking the exhibit, their torches flickering as they pass the cellar door. Some say Blighty once rolled out during a 2023 tour, stopping at a visitor's feet before vanishing, a tale told over museum coffee breaks. Others claim its rumble woke a guard in 2024, the cellar air thick with the scent of ale as he muttered, "Who's there?" To an empty room, a story that's made every curator wary of the dark. So, if you're in the Elephant and Castle cellar and hear a barrel rumble, leave a cap for Old Blighty, it's still toasting, a ghostly relic of Wolverhampton's wartime hope. From whispering barrels to feline mischief, let's head across Wolverhampton, where a brewery cat stirs the city. Wolves Park Brewery wasn't just a hub for ale, it was a home for cats, who kept the rats at bay during World War II. Their purrs a comfort to workers brewing through blackouts. The air thick with the scent of malt and the clatter of vats as the cats prowled the brewery yard, their eyes glinting in the moonlight. One cat, though, became a legend across Wolverhampton, its ghostly presence a whisper of the brewery's wartime grit. Meet Mousing Mabel, a spectral tabby who vanished in 1944 while chasing a rat she leapt into a delivery lorry and disappeared as it rolled out. Mabel was a sleek tabby, her fur a patchwork of orange and black, her tail always held high as she patrolled the brewery, her meows a warning to any rat foolish enough to cross her path. Her purrs a comfort to the workers who toss her scraps of their wartime lunches, calling her Mabel the Mouse Masher as she lounged on the vats. That day, as a lorry loaded with Banks's bitter rolled out for the Elephant and Castle, Mabel leapt after a rat hiding in the cargo, her claws flashing as she pounced, but the lorry drove off, and she vanished, her meow fading into the distance as the driver shouted, "Oi, where'd that cat go?" to his mate, their lorry rumbling through Wolverhampton streets. Now, her ghost prowls the city, from Park Brewery to the Elephant and Castle. Her meows a mischievous chatter. "Got any rats, mate?" her tail brushing the air with a breeze that smells of malt and mischief. If you leave a biscuit on a Wolverhampton street, Mabel might pounce, her ghostly paws batting it playfully, but don't chase her, or she lead you on a merry dance through the city's alleys. On moonlit nights, her meows mix with the city's hum, a feline echo that sends shivers down the spine of every late night wanderer, their footsteps quickening as they pass the brewery's gates. Some say Mabel once led a brewer to a hidden rat nest in 1950, her meows guiding him to the brewery's grain stores, a tale told over pints at the Royal Oak. Others claim her meow startled a museum visitor in 2024, her ghostly form darting across the Elephant and Castle's bar before vanishing. A story that's made every Wolverhampton pub cat a bit more legendary. So, if you're in Wolverhampton and hear a ghostly meow, leave a biscuit for Mousing Mabel, she's still prowling, a mischievous guardian of the brewery's wartime legacy. Which brewery whispers your fave? Comment below and subscribe to Tall Tales UK for more whimsical British stories. Cheerio.